3, 2, 1. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Good morning. I am Commissioner Gary Edwards. Commissioner Mejia is here as well, along with the county manager. I am remote and I do not have enough bandwidth for the video. I've only got audio. So I'm going to immediately turn this over. This is to the county manager, and he's going to take us through the process of inventory.
I don't have anybody waiting. Yeah, thank you. So Commissioner Menser is having some problems joining. So thank you, Commissioner. Today's briefing is related to the annual capital asset inventory report that is in accordance to RCW 3632-210. In this case, with the staff from the Auditor's Office Financial Services, we're going to walk you through that process. And this related to the 2020 report. Just for the viewing public, the public can join us by following us on the Thurston County YouTube channel or by calling the 360-252-9020 and hitting the pin 1234.
Romero?
Yes,
Romero,
sir.
could I, let me just interrupt just for a moment. I didn't say the date or time, and I think that's important on keeping track. So it's April 8th, 2021, and the time is about 9:35.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
And Commissioner Menser just joined us. So we have a full board, and we already made the introductions, Commissioner Menser. So Diana, go ahead.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you for joining us today. As you said, the Auditor's Office staff is going to walk through the capital assets annual report with you. Unfortunately, Auditor Hall has a scheduling conflict and is not able to join us. So Darren Bennett, the Financial Services Manager, is going to take it from here. Thank you.
Thanks, Diana. Thank you, Honorable Commissioners. Thank you, County Manager Romero. Appreciate you taking the time to have us join you today. Like as Diana said, I'm Darren Bennett. I'm the Financial Services Manager of the Auditor's Office. With me is a very hardworking accounting analyst, Shannon Brennan. Shannon is, among other duties and tasks that Shannon has, she is our main point of contact for the centralized accounting, all capital assets. So Shannon is definitely the guru in that area. And like Romero said, we're here to talk about, it's RCW 3632-210. And if you're not familiar with this RCW, it's an annual requirement of each of the boards of all the 39 counties in the state. They have to file a complete and full inventory of capital assets with the county auditor according to State Auditor's Office standards. And State Auditor's Office standards, a couple of years ago, they defined those as it's actually 3 separate reports. And the first report is, it's a report of assets in several different columns that Shannon will get into here in a second, of all of the capital assets that the county has as of year end. The second report is all of the capital assets that the county purchased during the year. And the last report is all of the capital assets that the county either sold or disposed of during the year. And this is a report that the state auditors look at almost every year when they come in and do their annual audit. They just want to make sure that we've done this appropriately. And the report is due 150 days after year end, which is in accordance with State Auditor's Office policies. So we're shooting for May 28th as being the due date of this report. So the Auditor's Office every year compiles these reports for the Board of County Commissioners. And we're looking for a Board of County Commissioners certification of these reports so they can be filed with the Auditor's Office in accordance with state law. So I'm going to turn it over to Shannon right now to go over what these reports are, the details of these reports, how she compiles them, because it is quite the process, and gets certifications of all the department directors and the office folks. So go ahead, Shannon, and take it away.
Darren. Hello, everyone. As Darren mentioned, that these reports, I compile them based upon the activity for the year. So we have 3 reports. I get an export from Munis, which is the fixed asset tables. Then I compile the reports after transactions have been entered in. I then send the reports out to departments prior to when we close the financial statement or the financial system. Departments review those for accuracy. They return those reports back to me if there needs to be any adjustments. Once I've made the adjustments, I then send out a final report to departments. And then at that time is when they do, the department director or elected official will sign a certification. I'll show you the first report, which I'm going to share my screen. This is the first time I've done this, so I apologize if there's any technical issues. The first report will be, this is the, I think it's the, yeah, can you see the all inventory report?
No, you need to share your screen. There you go. Something's coming.
Okay, let's see.
Yep, I can see that, Shannon.
Okay, great. Can you see that? Sorry, thank you. So this is the first report, and in here it lists it by asset number, by description, serial or parcel number, and we have a specific data in there. It's by department number, and we come through and we have the category of asset, which is everything that's on this report is specific and required by the state auditor's office. So we format it specifically to what the requirements are and the amount paid. And we go through all of this. I think you've all provided a copy of these reports a couple weeks ago. And so you can just, if you're interested, you can see this information. So this basically, I'm going to show you also at the end of this report, it shows the combined report total, and that is on the amount paid or historical cost for those assets. So it's right there. I'm going to go to the second report. Actually, do any of you have questions about this first report of all assets?
So maybe a suggestion, if we can probably talk about the process that perhaps changed 6 years ago, where when the Board of County Commissioners, I believe 6 years ago, were certifying the assets, it was presented as similar reports, and at that time, the Board of County Commissioners, I believe, were certifying those assets on a line item basis. That became, at that time, I believe, an issue where that was delegated to each office and departments to certify their own assets on their behalf. And I believe what you're showing right now is the cumulative certification of the many different offices and departments to give the Board of County Commissioners an assurance that those assets are accurate and correct. So the reason that I'm stating this is that I don't want to come across in front of the board saying that all of a sudden they need to look every single line item in here. No, this is just the cumulative effort, the cumulative reports and the certifications that each office and department has already done.
That's correct.
Commissioner, he has got her hand up.
Yes, I have a question. No. 1 sec. Yes, thank you. I have a question. So I kind of did an overview of the report, and I was wondering, over here it says, the general fund. Does that account like, the assets that we've bought through grants? Does it just go into like the general fund and
what happens is when on this report, it has the different types of source number and name. So that means that that was purchased out of general fund monies. If you scroll down and you'll see, it might end up saying federal grants through the general fixed asset account group, which means that it's also through the general fund or through the general fixed asset account group. So we do have identifiers explaining how the asset was purchased originally.
okay, I see some on page 3.
So
Okay,
you would look at where it says the column source number and name, and that would say general fund. So let's say the assessor's office or the auditor's office, they're within the general fund. And if something was purchased with a federal grant or state grant, it would identify that. As we also have special revenue funds, which would be your roads department, those type of things. Did I answer your question?
yes. And then I guess just going, I guess, another question. Does that, because sometimes grants you have to have a match back for this. Do we have that?
A match back? Well, I'm showing what the original funding sources were at time of payment or at
Okay.
purchase. So I don't have that information. That's not required on this report.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. So what I also wanted to show is within these reports, and to get back to what Romero had stated, I'm going to show, do you see where it says certification of capital asset inventory report? This happens to be, this is sent out to each department with all the reports. And after they've reviewed the reports, happens to be where Romero has reviewed them and has signed off them. Each department needs to review those and sign them, and then they send them in to me, and then I provide that information to the board.
I do have a quick question, Shannon, if I could.
Yes, please.
Earlier, you said that you'd sent these out, these reports that we're reviewing several weeks ago. So that means that we would have received kind of a finished product already. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, I had provided information to Amy, and Amy had let me know that she had distributed that to each of you. It would have
I
been,
guess. Okay. I'm just curious. It just wasn't in my information that I had come through. That's all. I mean, I'm not questioning anything. I'm just trying to refer to the timing and how it all
Yeah.
comes through.
I had sent it out. As part of the process, we provide you information 2 weeks prior to the board briefing. So I had sent that out on March 25th.
How many pages would you estimate this is if you just had to take a shot?
Well, it depends on which report we're looking at. So if it's all the capital assets, that could, by the time it is printed and formatted, I'd probably say that it's probably about 35 to 40 pages. It just depends on which report we're on. So here's all the assets. So let's go over to another report I can share with you, which is, this is the sold and disposed report. And so that one is also large, but it would be much smaller than all the assets. And then the next report that I have is the purchases. And that shows all the purchases throughout the year of capital assets. And so it shows that information, and that's going to be comparable to the sold and disposed. And as Darren had mentioned, once we receive your approval and the letter has been signed off by the board, we publish this on the auditor's website so that we have full transparency and the public can view it at any time.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Were there any other questions?
Can you show the other two reports, Shannon? I'm only
Yeah.
seeing the first
I'm
one.
sorry. I thought I was showing, this is I'm showing the purchased one right
I'm
now.
only-
Can you see?
No, I'm just seeing the first report that you showed, the inventory of capital assets. That's our
Okay,
full
so
inventory.
can you see that one now?
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, there's the purchased. And so that one has the asset number, the fund, the department. It has all the information. It also puts the date of payment, estimated useful life, and then who we've purchased, the name of the seller is included in there.
I have another question.
Yes, please.
is there a report for the assets that we sell?
Yes, that's the sold and disposed. I'll show that to you right now. Be just a moment, sorry. Okay, can you see it?
No, I'm still seeing the old
You're
report.
still looking at the purchase.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah,
Is it showing now?
yeah.
Okay, great. So this one, it has all the assets that were sold, the fund, the department, the name, and then as you scroll through, it has a description of the asset, all the pertinent information. Something new this year, I have included serial and parcel numbers for additional transparency. We have the date acquired, the date of disposal, the amount paid, or what it was disposed of. We do have information also if there's a trade-in. It has the reason for disposal, and then it has the name of purchaser. So you can go through and you can see whether something was recycled. If it was a lease copier that was terminated, it would say NA because there was no purchase. It was just the end of a lease. And that's another thing that we do for total transparency. So we explain exactly what has transpired with these assets. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any further questions, anyone?
No, I don't.
Great, thank you.
So the certification is not due until it's in May. So what I will do is make additional copies again for the boards to review. If they have any additional questions, and then we'll process that letter prior to the May deadline.
Thank you.
Is that it? We're good?
Thank you very much.
Thank you. This is well done. A lot of information here. I'm looking at.
Thank you.
There is a lot of information, and Shannon does a very, very good job of compiling this. She takes a
Yeah, and I have to say, the process has created a lot of check and balances over the last few years, and that is important. And important in terms of, at least from my point of view, the board not being overwhelmed. All of a sudden they have to certify something that perhaps they're so far detached from that, and that is why each office and department takes the responsibility to certify all those, and then that report comes back to the board as a matter of assurance. Those we have crossed the T's and dotted all the I's. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
One of the things we make sure that reconciles is, remember on the capital asset report that Shannon had at the bottom, there was a total, it's like 722 some odd $billion. You can reconcile that amount to the dollar in our CAFR that's going to be out in June. So that's gives you additional assurance that everything is reported on there and everything is proper.
And this really is one of the key elements, I believe, as to how we get a successful audit every year. One of the elements, just to make sure that we have a very transparent process, that we make sure we track everything that we own. Right.
So Darren, just make sure that those that may not know that the annual financial report is what you're referring to.
And we get the GFOA award from every year.
Yes. There's
Right.
so many acronyms.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye-bye.